Spooky that these social media platforms know so much about you. Joining me is top tech guru Trevor Long. Trevor, great to see you again. Thanks so much for your time. We're not even one day in, I know, but can you already tell how effective this ban is going to be?
I think it's pretty obvious. And Andrew, look, there's a lot of kids that are being used in the media advocating for this, that they're happy that it's switched off and all those things. But if you talk in actual playgrounds and around the school gates, kids are talking about how they are getting around it and how they're using different platforms, the existing platforms. Honestly, it's a little bit of posturing more than anything else. It's got great intention, do not get me wrong. And I believe that the next generation, and when I say generation, I mean just 5 years worth of kids, you know, the kids that are 8 and 9 and 6 and 7 now are going to benefit from this pushback, which is great. But the kids today that are 13, 14 and 15 have been on social media. They're doing exactly what the minister said. They're getting someone else to scan their face. And it's proven that even the best attempts by Snapchat, for example, to give age verification to kids. My daughter, 15, on Snapchat, just scanned her face and it said, "You're good to go." She's not 16. My son, who's 14, cute as a button, does not look 16, but Snapchat said, "You look 16." The technology is not strong enough to actually identify these children, and the government has known that all along. Their own $6 million trial proved that. So it's kind of weird that we're so joyous about this day when not much is actually changing today.
Trevor, I don't think your children are going to thank you for alerting the social media giants to them getting around their ban, but let's just pretend you didn't say that. I understand, Trevor, why many people wanted this ban, you know, the peer pressure on young users, the bullying online, the suicides, alas, the predators hiding behind fake identities. I get all that. But I also wonder about these socially isolated children for whom social media was their best way of making friends or forming networks, keeping in touch. What's your view about all this?
That's the biggest thing I worry about. There's two core worries that I have, and firstly is those group of kids, and it might be a small minority, but what happened to having vocal minorities in this world that drive so many agendas in politics? Those kids that maybe they're the library kids at lunchtime. They don't have a big cohort of mates at school. But when they go home, they're on social media or they're on platforms and they're live chatting or they're chatting in text with people they've known in other suburbs that just have a shared interest. That's being ripped away from them. And then you talk about the kids that are going to be pushed off these platforms legitimately. They'll go somewhere else, Andrew. They will go to Discord, which is a vibrant platform for chat and will be an absolute hive for bullying and horrible activity by kids, because kids are kids. It's going to happen on other platforms. So the last thing we want is parents going, "It's all good. The government's got this under control." That is the worst thing a parent can think right now, because their kids are going somewhere else that doesn't have parental controls and may be as big, if not a bigger problem than the platforms we've already got today.
Well, it all comes again to parental control, which should have applied before as well as now. The Prime Minister's making much of the fact that the world is now looking on. We're the first, others want to do it. It's all very exciting, Australia leading the world. Do you think the world's going to follow Australia's lead?
I think the world is looking, and if you look at the European Union, their parliament resolved that this should happen. But let's be clear, they don't have the ability to make this legislation. The individual countries do. But they've already looked at it differently and said under 13s banned, but 13 to 16-year-olds, parents should be involved. And if the parent is involved, like I was with my kids when they turned 13, their accounts were linked to mine. I had profile setups. I had restrictions, because all those things existed. If a parent is willing to be engaged, let them parent. If the parents are not willing to be engaged, I'm all for the kids being restricted by the technology. So let's let parents be parents as well as letting kids be kids.
Trevor Long, always great to talk to you. Thank you so much.